Welcome to the Poop Academy, a podcast about all things poop, hosted by Dr. Grunt and Lady Splash.
This podcast is not intended to be medical advice. If you or any other person has a medical concern, consult with a healthcare professional immediately. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard in this podcast. If you have a medical emergency, call 911 immediately. Welcome, nincompoops. Lady Splash here with Dr. Grunt, your co-host of the Poop Academy. Thanks for joining us for episode number 6. In this brief episode, we're going to get talking about the catharsis of pooping, poophoria. So take off your pants, leave on your socks, and get in the perfect poop pose because it's time to get zen with your poop.
There's nothing quite like a good poop. It's like you've hit a spot between nirvana and heaven, and you're surrounded by a big toxic cloud.
It is actually paradoxical how leaving something behind so stinky can leave you feeling fulfilled and rather empty, but happy and calm.
After a good poop, you feel like you can accomplish almost anything. Like, I can go run a marathon. I can actually spend time with my in-laws. I can learn calculus. It's very empowering, the poop.
Nincompoops are probably wondering, why do I feel this way after pooping? Is there something wrong with me? But it turns out it's not just an individual thing. There's got to be some biology behind it. I'm going to go out on a limb and vouch for most of the population when I say that relief is not the only positive feeling that I have after passing.
Let's talk about muscles, tissues, and pressure receptors first, since you mentioned biology. So let's pretend you're on a treadmill at the gym, getting your daily workout on. You get back home, and it feels amazing to put up your feet and relax your legs, right?
Oh, yeah, those muscles, they really get a workout, and they need a rest.
Yeah, so it's similar for your GI tract. Now, we're not dealing with like lactic acid buildup, but overstretching. Think about it. You eat that pizza, you drink that beer, you eat them cookies, and all that has to go somewhere.
Yeah, it goes straight to my thighs and ass. Thanks for those, Grandpa.
And my love handles. All right, let's get back on focus here. So as that food and drink exits the stomach, it slowly fills up the intestines. It's got to have somewhere to go. It works its way to the colon stretches, and stretches.
There has to be a snapping point out after all the stretching. I mean, can the colon explode from overfilling?
It can explode. We tend to use the term perforate, right? And meaning it kind of opens up or bursts, and all that stuff can't move down the pipe. So there's only a certain limit, as you mentioned, that it can take. But your GI tract has its own nervous system. And what that does is that signals to the brain, hey, brain, get this crap on moving. And then it doesn't burst. Speaking
of crap moving out, I mean, why doesn't poop just fall out then when things get full?
Well, it's because of their sphincters, Miss Lady. You've got those two rings of muscle that hold in the poop. You have a system and then a backup system, right? So that internal sphincter is controlled by the brain. The external sphincter is the one that you control.
So we get more pressure on the internal sphincter, and that's our signal to head off to the bathroom.
Yep.
But why does pinching a loaf feel so good?
Once all that pressure is released, those stretch receptors get to relax, and there's no more pressure.
Kind of like how bad gas pains can feel until you let one rip, and then you feel sweet relief.
Well, you feel less pain, but the rest of us don't. But yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, I mean, those gas pains can be horrific, right? But when that pressure subsides, it's just big release. Feels great.
And it also comes down to having good old-fashioned nerves, too. I mean, anyone who's had a painful poo knows that the booty hole has a lot of nerves. In fact, the anus has the most nerve endings of the entire body. So many, in fact, that it can tell if you're going to have a solid or a liquid poop. Hopefully you'll pucker a little tighter if it's liquid.
You know, it's pretty amazing if you think about it. I mean, we're not talking like a finger down there or something like that. It's just these little rings of muscle. So is it just the poop leaving that makes us feel all happy?
Well, that's important, but there are really two big nerves that play a central role in the whole process, and they're called the vagus nerve, spelled V-A-G-U-S, and the pudendal nerve.
All right, let's start with that vagus nerve. He's a big boy, right?
Yeah. This is the nerve that keeps your body relaxed and helps regulate unconscious activity like breathing and digestion. When you poop, the increased pressure in your abdominal cavity presses up against the nerve and makes it send pleasant signals to the brain. Since the vagus nerve also helps the body relax, a lot of pressure, like when bearing down too hard, can lower the heart rate and blood pressure.
Yikes, so is this dangerous?
Not really, as the body will naturally compensate. But some people have been known to faint while pooping, which is a phenomenon we in the healthcare industry like to call defecation syncope. Thank the vagus nerve for that and the feeling of calming poophoria. Truly a blessing, and for some, a curse. Because the body's been wired to enjoy defecation, humans' natural instinct is to go through the act and not hold it in. Whereas if defecation were a very difficult or painful process, we'd be more likely to retain the waste that are generated in the body. And needless to say, that would be really bad for our health.
That sounds like a good future episode, that whole fainting while pooping. Let's not spoil all the fun just yet. So let's jump to the pudendal nerve. People are probably too familiar with that one.
Most aren't, unless they're the ladies out there who have given birth. I say this because this is where anesthesia can be placed during the whole birthing process. The pudendal nerve also involves the clitoris and penis, so its stimulation is associated with pleasure.
Oh, so as the poop exits, the pudendal nerve might get a little excited. Why men love pooping so much? Is it really a more pleasurable thing for men?
No, probably not. They probably just like to talk about it more. But if a guy has a big enough poop, it may press up against the prostate and send him some happy feelings.
Oh, the male G-spot to the P-spot, the poop spot. What a release. Okay, well, this is bringing a whole new meaning to self-pleasure.
Hey, Dr. Grunt, whatever you do in the bathroom is your business, and that's it. Short, sweet, and to the point. What's coming down the chute on our next episode?
We'll discuss the life and the duties of royal butt wipers.
What? People that wipe royal butts? Wait, do they make more than nurses?
Everybody makes more than nurses. All right, everybody, join us next time to find out more about this past English tradition.
Until then, nincompoops, may the farts be with you.
Wash after bathroom.
Smell you later. You've been listening to the Poop Academy with Dr. Grant and Lady Splash. Subscribe to our podcast to become a nincompoop and share the joy of learning about poop with your friends. Got ideas and comments? Send us a message at thepoopacademy@gmail.com and your idea or commentary could be featured on a future episode.
Don't forget to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and YouTube. Just search for The Poop Academy. And don't forget to leave a rating and review to get the podcast in front of more eyes. It's very appreciated. Thanks to Kevin MacLeod and Mike Kooning for music and sound effects available at Creative Commons.